been warned, so we're not going to leap on anybody. My name is Doug Knock. I have two sort of roles tonight. First one is I am the ILIG chair, so I'm chair of CILIP's International Library and Information Group. I'm going to speak about that very briefly, and my second role is as the recipient of the 2012 CILIP IFLA First-Timer Award, which meant that I was funded by CILIP to go to Helsinki for the IFLA World Library and Information Congress in August. First of all, there are two tables at the back. One of them has my selection of IFLA goodies. You can help yourself to the licorice, but the rest of it is mine. The other one has got Focus Journal. Now, Focus is one of ILIG's little projects. It is our journal which is produced 3 times a year. These copies you can help yourself. There are some good articles in there. You can have a look. If you quite like the look of Focus, then consider joining ILIG. We're always looking for new members. There's information on how to join us. And about this time of year, CILIP starts to send out its membership forms. And if you're a member of CILIP, then you can choose your special interest groups. And if you're already a member of 2 special interest groups, you can only pay about £10 to join ILIG or any other groups. So certainly consider us. Now, why would you want to consider joining ILIG? It's a question I was actually asked by someone working in IFLA. She'd had a look on the ILIG website. She wasn't sure whether, although she worked abroad, whether international librarianship, it was a group she should belong to. We're quite a special group because a lot of CILIP special interest groups relate to profession. So you'll get the Health Libraries group, which is for the medical profession, Prison Library group, Public Library group. We cover all of those. We have an interest in international librarianship. We have an interest in working on communication with international colleagues. So we're working together with colleagues. We're improving our awareness of what's happening around the world. We're building bridges. We have some awards where we support librarians from poorer countries than the UK to come over on a study tour. We'll be running the Anthony Thomson Award, which is a bursary ILIG runs about every 2 or 3 years in partnership with CILIP. It's very relevant to this particular talk because Anthony Thomson was one of the first Secretary Generals of IFLA, and the actual bursary is named after him and linked into him. And we'll be sending out an invitation for applicants from HINARI eligible countries to come on a 2-week study tour to the UK, where we host them, we arrange visits to libraries, and we build professional connections and networks. So we're supporting people from poorer areas, but we're also now looking to build our connections with colleagues. For example, I met with colleagues when I was at the IFLA conference, European colleagues. We're building a database, or we're working together on a database of contacts, so I know who the international officers in Holland and Ukraine and Russia are, so we can build connections and awareness of what is happening in different countries. Something which I'm working on with a couple of committee members, it's called the Hosts Directory. It was actually set up quite a few years ago, possibly by Maria, definitely by Maria.
But I was involved.
And the concept is a directory of librarians. It's been a cross-collaboration between ILIG and the Career Development Group, and it is a directory of librarians who are willing to host colleagues from overseas for a couple of days while they're visiting. So you get to professionally network with someone from abroad, with a European librarian, an international librarian, and we're hoping to expand it, maybe use our European connections to expand it outside of the UK, to have a database so librarians from the UK might be able to spend a couple of days with European librarians to really build up these networks and work together and collaborate. Another project I've been working on with CILIP is, this is in the context of CILIP mentors. So we have, CILIP has approximately, it's about 600 or 700 members who are based overseas. So they may have qualified in the UK, but they're CILIP members, but they live outside of the UK and outside of Northern Ireland and Ireland. And some of these want to do the CILIP qualifications, but they're struggling to actually find mentors, because normally a mentor will look at taking on somebody who lives locally so they can meet face to face. But nowadays with resources like Sky, emails, you can mentor anybody from around the world. So what I've been doing is contacting the CILIP mentors to find out who would be interested in considering taking remote mentees. So I know some people are still doing the library qualifications here, and some people may be looking at chartership or accreditation. So this is an opportunity for people who cannot have easy access to a mentor to find somebody by looking at the CILIP website to get someone who's willing to take on the remote access and mentoring remote aspect of mentoring. Okay. So just looking at my program now before I go on too much about ILIG.